That's just the biggest sigh I could do right now. Um, yeah. So mine's just like um crazy. I mean, well, what do we have today? Of course, the moon's gone into Gemini, and I do, and I love a moon Gemini. It is a busy moon, and it's an active moon. So that's really, really cool. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, it's been an interesting day. As I'm looking at um the creativity of this day and the momentum of this day. We woke up and we had a problem with the sensor in the car. We'll just start off with this, start off with my day. And so that was fine. Because anytime it got really humid, the sensors really start to go off in my car. And it was just yesterday when Steve went to go use the car and the tire was really flat. And we thought, okay, well, whatever, we'll fill it up. So we filled it up. And usually that's fine, but it wasn't. So, anyways, woke up this morning, it was flatter than what it was yesterday. And so we knew we had to change it. So we had to change our tire, and which was quite a morning. I don't think Mateus minded because he, just got to come back down and told him to go play some games and just chill until we finish changing the tires. So Steve and I changed the tire. Underneath the spare, as we are taking the spare out, we found uh, crystals. We found these crystals. So, and this one, and they're not my crystal, like they weren't, I did not put them in there. And there's no way if I was carrying anything, they could get to where our spare tire was. But this one is a beautiful point. I don't know if you can see that. Probably see it better here. See the point on that? Isn't that gorgeous? That is just absolutely fabulous. And I love quartz. And then there is a little moon one. So there is a moonstone. A nice little moonstone. Beautiful moonstone. And then another, just it looks like glass, but it's not. It's not glass. It is another clear, just a piece of clear quartz. So we found that in underneath the spare tire. Mateus did. So good find. Good find. I mean, very nice. This one's very heavy. This is a very heavy car, the very heavy one. Um, so we found that and we changed the tire and everything, and uh it was quite a workout between the two of us. At least Steve can get down onto the ground. I have a hard time getting down onto the ground and getting back up. Should have stayed with the yoga. But anyways, so we got it changed. We got the spare on, and then tomorrow, cross our fingers, everything goes into a line that we are able to um, get the tire fixed and then put that one back on. But it's been one of those, since Pluto went retrograde, things have been going kind of crazy in my world, and things are going a little bit nutty. I don't know if I have a piece of, oh, that's it. What is that? Sorry. Of course I'm playing with my hair. Oh, that's lint. Ooh, piece of lint in my hair. I think they've been going crazy. And I've been doing if you guys haven't been taking the Journey Club with me, I've started using human design in my Journey Club. And this has been an eye opener. Like, I am not um prolific on human design. It's not, I've looked into design a little bit, but uh doing the Journey Club right now and adding this in and the gratitude and everything else, because we're only doing week 1 of the Journey Club. We're taking 4 weeks to do week 1. And in printing out my human design, which one is mine? This is mine. Printing out my human design and beginning, I know it looks like, oh my God, look at all that. It's just so much. It is. It feels like it's so much. But once you break it down, it's not bad. But getting to understand my human design. Now, human design is getting, what your conscious and your unconscious, how you're made up and how you and how you think. And it takes the energy from before you were born, which would be the unconscious body, to when you were born, to the conscious body. And then has the different gateways and makes the different gateways. So doing human design and just getting to understand it a lot more is helping. It's just mind-blowing. I just have to say, it's just fucking mind-blowing. It's something I think should be taught in schools so people get to understand how they think. And then, because we're told so much that this is how everybody should be, you should. And for years I've taken manifesting classes, I've taken all these different classes on how to set up business, how to do this and how to do that. And every single time, it's either I've failed profusely, like just fell flat on my fucking face, and or I'm exhausted, and then all of a sudden I can't do anything for months, like totally exhausted and go into sort of like I don't know what the fuck to do kind of thing. So really, and get into a depression with that as well. This has really got me to really look at how I work, Now everybody's human design is different. We have the different categories, and then we can go into the different categories, and from those categories we can branch out into different areas, which is really cool. And finding how I work and how to work with my energy is a rebuilding. It's a rebuilding of myself and the way I think. And now, like, I'm not a spring chicken. It's like I'm not learning this in my 20s. God would help me if I would have learned this in my 20s. It's learning it when you're 60. It's like it's kind of things that you knew and you sort of suspected, but you didn't want to, for whatever reason, admit, or because it would be defeating, or it would be, you'd be thought of as lazy or incompetent, or whatever other words would come in, because of how you were feeling. And being, especially because I'm an emotional projector, which really, when I look at it, really makes sense. Because I work off my emotions. I work off how I'm feeling. And sometimes that drives people crazy. Um, and I get inspirations, I get thoughts, I get, and feeling of other people and things like that. So anyways, learning about it has been very eye opener, and it's been very helpful for me in understanding how I'm working. And it's getting me to really revise how I create, how I teach and do the things I do. I know for my own self, in order for me to give people the best of who I am, is that, like, right now I'm teaching Monday and Tuesday, right? So now I'm thinking, you know what? I really can't, this is going to be, I can't do Monday and like, it's like, I can do it. I'm going to, I can do it. It's only 4 weeks. But in the future, what I'm finding is that, oh, well, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to break it up and then have a break and then do another class kind of thing. If I try and do a class and a class and a class and teach and teach and teach, it would be very overwhelming for me. And it would be to a point that within a couple months, I can't teach anymore. And that's what happened to me a couple years ago, where I was just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't teach. I couldn't do the classes, I couldn't do anything. Then I started working at, working, and then my job went from a part-time to a full-time, and understanding, like, I sort of knew I couldn't do this, like, do a job full time and then do the spiritual job, because it's like my energy gets very, I get exhausted, extremely exhausted. And I know for some where I stopped, like, I think this was last year, and I was doing moon readings, and there's a couple I just could not do moon readings. And I think one of my persons who was like, "Well, I paid for this. You got to get up off your ass and do it." And I was just like, "Holy fuck, okay." Um, and I did it, but it was, through doing that, I was exhausted, and having that burnout, and you don't realize you're going through it until after. And that's with, a lot of things. And understanding my human design and the way my energy centers work, the way my channels work, getting to understand more of my flow, and not having to be apologetic over it, right? And this is where where you have to, for me, come into a balance in some way, because way my mind has been, and way I have been taught, is that you can't take a break. You can't, this is you, if you want to make money, if you want to make this work, you better be doing this 24/7. And I've, some people, I've heard, oh, well, you can't do it 24/7, but other, and then you have other business plans. It's like, no, if you want your play, if you want to do your entrepreneurial, you have to be doing it 60, 80 hours a week. And that's what I've been doing. And in doing that, it's gotten me to a point where, okay, this is a lot. So I have to go and I have to really look out how I really want to plan my 2024, and how I want to work within my energy, so I can give my 100% to people. And that means that devising where to look at what days of the week. If I am teaching on a Monday and Tuesday, even though it's in the evening, not to necessarily do readings those days, right? I'd have to do readings on other days. So I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. All right, because it's where all of a sudden your energy gets taken. And if I'm doing readings, that starting to set that certain days will be the only days that I do readings, will be on days that I am not necessarily, or that I am not teaching. So I have to, so going forward, this is getting me to really plan out and look at, okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays or something, I'm just throwing days out, will be days for readings. And then I'll have, you know, maybe, and doing that every 2 weeks, right? Every 2 weeks, those are the days. And then if there's somebody who needs an evening class or evening, I could do one of, the in between week, have an evening that I'm able to um work. Because the other thing for me, and I don't know about anybody, but after a certain time, it's very I'm tired. I'm tired, like, because 'cause I'm up, I think, because 'cause I'm up so early in the morning. So, coming back into a flow, and especially as the summertime's coming. And as the summer's coming, it's getting me to really look at how I want my, business to go, and how I want to really set into a flow. And I know I've said this before, but the thing is that I've said it and I know it, but now I'm getting a structure with it that works with my energy. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take me some time. It's going to take me some time to really come into where my energy is going to flow. And that's where that emotional part is to my body, listening to my body. So I have markets that are coming up, which I'm very excited about, so I have a couple markets that are coming up and going from there on where I am next called to and what to do. So I have the Reiki class, which I'm really looking forward to on the 25th and 26th because I haven't taught the energy class for a long time. And I feel very excited about it. Um, and same with the astrology class that I'm doing, and then I'm doing the journey club. So once I've done that, I feel like when June comes in and I'm doing the markets, and then once the markets are done, then I can start looking at, okay, now what do I want to teach kind of thing. So that would be coming near the beginning of July, in the middle of July, and how I want to, begin to create a lot more things that I want to do um as the summertime comes. And if there's you know I know, like, maybe a spontaneous market or something like that could come up, or this is more about going with a flow of things and allowing myself to go with the flow and not beat myself up. And I find, for if you are wanting to look into your own human design, I think that's something, is I feel it's an important piece. It looks complicated, there's a lot of levels to it, and that's what I'm learning. I'm learning about all the different levels, and, a trip she keeps I don't she keeps drawing me to Moose Jaw. I'm not drawn to Moose Jaw. I'm sorry, I wish you guys lived somewhere else. Um, but that's the whole thing. It's like I'm not even drawn, to go to BC or whatever, but I know there is a definite change that's coming forth for me, and in the direction and where that has to go. And I think soon as Steve and I figure that out, we know our families here in Calgary, so that's a huge one. But there's just when you feel like there's a missing element on where you would like to like, put some roots down. I don't know. We'll see how things go. That I'm not sure of. I'm just shelving that for now. We are where we are right now, and this is where we are going to stay for a little bit and stay within our area and stuff, unless, yeah, we'll see. So this is beginning to look at how things are going to be moving, and just sort of taking my time with it. And I think that's allowing myself to take that big breath and that step back. And so one of the things is that I probably won't be coming on every day to do videos, like in a live videos. So I'm going to probably, start doing them more, maybe 3 times a week or even twice a week or something. So not coming on every day with the lives, and, changing that up and then doing other things, or other, even videotaping things and then loading that up. So just finding more of a creative way of doing things and more of a drive, right? So this is where, and I can feel it, I'm looking at the, where everything is, with that moon in Taurus, and Elgo's, as I said, is the demon star. And this is where it's like, you going forward, and you got to be creating to go forward, and not allowing yourself to go backwards. This is about going forward and creating something new and allowing that ambition to go to drive you, to move you forward to the next level. And especially where, where the moon is going to be going over, it is bringing us the bigger vision, getting us to look at the bigger vision of where this year is going to go and how you are wanting to create within this bigger vision of this year and taking you to the next level and opening yourself to the next level of this beautiful energy that's coming in and these frequencies that are coming forth, so that we are not going backwards, because we are, with the Saturn squaring Pluto, we're breaking away from the last 4 years, and you want to step out of that fear of the last 4 years in order to go forward into something that is more in alignment to you and to your energies. And this is where it's a turning point. There's this turning point that is coming forth in this couple days, and especially as the moon is going through Gemini. A couple things is that there's been some really big solar flares that have been coming in as well. So the solar flares can be affecting, headaches, nervous system, sleep patterns. You might, your sleeping pattern might be a little bit crazy with the solar flares. And the solar flares have been quite large. So especially over the last couple days, and the ones that came out yesterday will be hitting us on Friday. So we have solar flares that are really going to be hitting us on Friday as we're going into the weekend. So watching how, because there's a lot, there's such just come, this, our poor little earth is just getting plummeted with so much, right? So this is, looking at the bigger picture. And this is where also that we might find where our beliefs and things, especially as we're building up to a full moon in Sagittarius, where, shifting our beliefs, things are going to be shattering, things are going to be shifting for us, and what we believe to be true, and do they hold the light. So this is where it's this currency, this energy is coming forth and coming in with the meaning of what's more meaning for us within our life and the directory that we are wanting to take within our own individual lives, and how that individually looks like as we are coming or gathering within our collective groups. So this is like looking at where you're at, also, everybody has different growth periods. Are you planting the roots? Are you expanding? Are you the big blossoming tree right now? Where are you on your journey? Right? So, and this is coming in and taking some time and allowing yourself to sort of like, okay, this is a time for me. Yeah, I'm really blossoming and I'm really um bearing fruit. This is what I am. Or no, right now I'm just getting my roots, and I'm getting my roots deeper, so I feel more of the stability within my world. And that's, important for you to take a look at where you are upon your path. Are you the one that's just coming out and the blossoms and the blooms before the fruit is being bared? And so this is where you are, looking at where you are in your story. And as you are honoring that placement of where you are, this is allowing for you to be able to be more kind and loving to your own self. And that's very important as we are going forward. So, yeah, there's a lot of wisdom that's coming in, and there's a lot of wisdom that's going to be shown to us over the next little while, which is great. I think we need to embrace a lot of that, a lot more of that within ourselves and with those around us. So, the funny, as Charlene wants me to go to Moose Jaw, but you know what? If I was able to and financially able to, I would. Where would I go right now besides France? Um, well, for some reason, California has always pulled me, you know, going to California. And um, Texas has never been a place where I've been pulled to go to, nor New Mexico. But Hawaii is another one, like a pull to Hawaii. So a lot of the tropical ones, a lot of things on the Pacific coast have pulled me. Going back east, I know some people have always had a pull to go back east. I've never had a pull to go back east. I always venture westerly, going westerly, which is a big thing. Would I live on Vancouver Island? No, I wouldn't live on Vancouver Island. I like to go visit the island. It's beautiful, but not to live there. But I go back to the Okanagan Valley. Ooh, that's a good one. The Okanagan Valley is once you're there, it's funny because it's like a vortex. It draws you in. And if I ever went back to the valley, because I mean, it's changed so much. There's, the dynamics and everything has changed so much. I'm not sure. It'd be anything. It'd be south of Kelowna, definitely. Peachland would be kind of a cool place, but of course, Penticton's been my hometown, um, and looking at Penticton, but yeah, it's just I don't feel like I'm something about uh, staying. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 years, but within Canada and staying here in Canada, it's like, don't know if I feel like I really want to stay here, kind of thing. So, and I think that's just has to do with a lot to do with the government and the bullshit that they're doing. So let's pull a card. The Four of Summers. Oh, what a card to get. That's just like, you're distracted and failing to see the magical opportunities. So taking some time, taking someone or something, for granted. So when the Four of Summers comes in, it's the Four of Wands. It's like, what is it there that's not coming into an alignment with you? Right? What's not coming in? Or is it the Four of Waters? Is Summer water in this deck? Because that makes more sense than the Four of Wands. Because the Four of Wands is more, that's celebration. The Four of Summers is more of the Four of Waters. Like you're sitting there and you're only looking at what it is. Yeah, it's Four of Waters. You're only looking at what it is, but God is trying to give you something else, but you can't see what God is trying to give you. You ignore it. And with that comes the 8. So a more meaningful life. So you might not realize there is a lot of meaning where you are right now. And you're choosing to make major life changes. You're choosing to do some major life changes. Interesting that this is coming up. I'm realizing that it's a time to move on. So there's something there that is getting us to really look at our lives and look at where we are. And what's distracting us from moving forward? What's distracting us from going into the direction that we need to go into? Because it's like almost where opportunities coming in, something's coming in to show us there is a better way to do it. Yet, and it's saying, yeah, there is something there for us, but our emotions or something could be distracting us. If we are stuck in Elgo, with Jupiter and Elgo, if we're stuck in that, I'm going to say the demon star, if we're stuck there and we don't want to change anything and we're stuck in the fear and we're stuck in the past of, no, this is the way we want to go, or I'm afraid to go because of what's happened, when opportunity is coming our way. So there's some opportunity that's coming our way. Yeah. And wanting to, so we can't be procrastinating. So procrastination is a big one. So there's a lot of emotion that's coming in where there's, the sun in Taurus and, the moon in a Gemini. That could still, it doesn't, everybody thinks, oh, it has to be in water to be emotional. I mean, there's, Taurus energy can get very emotional because it has to do with our world. It has to do with how we do things, how we create things, how we are grounded. And if we are feeling ungrounded and unsettled in some way, that can bring up some emotional energy, right? So this is where, you can get the confusion, and you could be overanalyzing things and overanalyzing in the direction that you feel like you should be going or you want to go into, but for some reason you're not going into the direction. You're procrastination. There's some procrastination there that is a lot, that is not allowing you to really look at what truly is there. Ooh, new journey. So something there is coming in, and it's getting you to look at things in a new way. Like this, the journey's coming in, the fool's coming in, and the fool is saying, there's something more that you need to embrace, something a part of your true passion, you need to trust this adventure that's coming in and not be procrastinating and overlooking it. There's too much procrastination we're doing. So this is really getting us to really look at what is it that we truly want and desire. And then it's like, okay, now how am I going to create that? What are the steps I need to take in order to do that? And otherwise I could just sit in la la land and dream, oh, that would be nice. This would be nice. And oh, I can't really do it, but it's nice to dream about it. But this is getting us to really say, no, we got the adventures there. It's time for us to embrace it. It's time for us to go forward into a new way, into a new place, and embrace it. Embrace the changes that are coming in, even though it might feel a little bit overwhelmness. So know that this is like a real huge push energy that's coming in, that's really pushing us to go into something new. Let's go for it. I'm ready. So my readings are on sale till Saturday. Buy one, get one free for Mother's Day. If you are interested, just DM me. They're $180 for the two. So I think that's an absolutely fabulous deal. And we have Reiki level 1 starting on the 25th. So if you are wanting to take Reiki level 1 and energy healing, that starts on the 25th and 26th. They're all online, they're all live. And so come, let's get connected. Let's get started. Have a blessed one, everybody. May the Lord Almighty watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all you say, and all you be, and all you do. Have a great one, everyone.